Back row mystery world premiere, Mr. Mahdi coming back at you live and direct. So, somebody put out a video about the game that Attorney Busby was playing against Jay-Z, and you're seeing Dame Dash now speaking out a little bit more regarding Jay making a statement that he didn't know Puffy. Dame is concerned. And due to the lawsuit that Busby filed, and especially the piece that was pointed out in legal terms, the importance of stating that the accuser was autistic and she was underage, gave Busby the ability to have a range of time. So my opinion is that the incident took place in 2003. So this young lady probably was 16 years old, not 13. So let's change the age. 16 years old. There was a lot going on the outside of Radio Music Hall that year. Remember, that was a really, really wild award show. Madonna did the 3-girl kiss on stage. A lot of stuff going on. Puff Daddy messing around with a little 13-year-old girl. I mean, in a bad way, just joking with her in certain ways doing that show. So that was that 2003 show. Beyonce, of course, was on that show. A lot of people were on that show. The thing that ties in 2003 more to the accuser's story is because Good Charlotte was hot in 2003. Hot where they had won a VMA that year. So they were the viewer's choice. People chose them. This is what people liked as far as videos for that year. And remember that the young lady kept saying that she had certain conversations with members of Good Charlotte and also conversation with Fred Durst at this party. For that to have taken place, that had to be in 2003. Now, if Good Charlotte was at a Diddy party or anything that was thrown by Diddy in 2003, that might be brought into question and they might be asked about that. But that ties them into what the accused is saying. Remember that we got this timeline where it does not have to be precise. Certain things just have had to take in place inside of this 3-4 year time span. So Good Charlotte was there in 2003. We know that. Did they come in contact with a young lady in 2003? Can they remember anything about a party in 2003? Who knows? Will they be brought in possibly for questioning around what they were doing in 2003? Possibly. Do we know that Diddy did an after party? Yes, because Diddy tells on himself by joking with the 13-year-old girl. If you see in that clip of Diddy joking with that 13-year-old girl who had won an award, you also see Bentley Farnsworth in that video. So Bentley Farnsworth is privy to this Diddy party that took place in 2003. So it did take place because Puffy ran at his mouth. He was very cocky, very arrogant at this time. He was the man and pretty much, hey, I can do what I want to do. So that party took place. And possibly could we see Bentley Farnsworth brought in for questioning about this 2003 party? Perhaps. He doesn't have the greatest relationship with Puff Daddy. He's been accused of some things. So, the word of Bentley Farnsworth might not be the most trusted word, but he does have possible knowledge of a party taking place in 2003. So let's get off the 2000 train. This incident took place in 2003 because certain people are there in 2003. Good Charlotte being one of those groups, and certain members that she said she spoke to allegedly, all this allegedly, spoke to would be at that 2003 VMA. Eminem really didn't show up around that time. There's a lot going on in the streets in that 2000 VMA, and that's where you really need to get your footage of what actually was taking place. But this person had to be 16 years old at this time. She couldn't have been 13. It was the 2003 VMAs. Make it a little bit easier for her to get into a party. at 16 than it would be at 13. But you got Puffy making these inappropriate statements to this young lady who is 13. But, just tying in that we do know in 2003 there was a party. So I think Busby is looking more at the year of 2003, not 2000. I think anybody who's caught up in this 2000 mix right now should know that this situation did not take place in 2000. And when we talk about people who are traumatized or who have PTSD, their memories are not the greatest. They're bouncing all over the place. They really don't want to remember the incident. So they'll create times, but there's specifics in this incident. She was very specific about having this conversation about this tattoo. So she alleged that, hey, this conversation took place. Couldn't have took place in 2000 because they already said we weren't there. But they were there in 2003 at the show, but were there at the Puffy party. That would have to be asked of them, hey, well, 2003, where were you guys? So we know you were at the award show. We got a picture of you being in New York. So were you at the Puffy party? Did you go to any after parties? It's going to be asked of them because now we're bringing in the 2003 time frame, which now they're boxed in. They have to answer some questions about, okay, what took place in 2003, wherever you're partying at. So the way it is right now, Busby does have the information. He has it. It was things he just wanted to see people do, and he did it. Jay-Z denied knowing Puffy. Puffy's in the box. The only thing he could deny is there was no party in 2000. J-Lo has nothing to do with it, but they want J-Lo for questioning for other things possibly. So that's why she was kind of thrown under the bus. But, there's nothing that took place in 2000. I mean, she was at a club arguing with Puffy there. But was she in play in 2003? That's a good question. So those are things that definitely also will have to be looked at. What was going on with her around that period. I don't remember her being there, but she probably was there. But, who is Celebrity B? Which still Attorney Busby has not divulged. He knows because the accuser told him who Celebrity B is. He just hasn't divulged. He's not the one who's throwing out people's name and alleged that they are there or they're this person or that person. That's Jay-Z's attorney. Right now, Jay-Z's need to throw people under the bus to cover his own, but for self-preservation, is creating problems for P. Diddy and creating problems for other people. If we're talking about 2000, J-Lo is arguing with Puffy at a club. Why did you throw her into this? Because if something did happen in 2003, she would be privy. But she's not Celebrity B. Busby knows who that celebrity is. Okay? So you have to be very careful when you do these things because he might just be trying to see, how panicky you are. And right now, this person is very panicky. So there's no 2000 case. But there is a 2003 case that's going to be opened up based on, hey, we know these individuals were at play. Mr. Mahdi, Back Row Ministry, peace and hair grease.